What if the thing that's actually falling apart is actually the waking up? What if the confusion, the questioning, the uncertainty, feeling like you just don't fit in anymore and things just feel off, but you don't quite know why? What if that is really what's perfectly designed for you right now, too? Today, we're going to talk about awakening and why you might be in the middle of it without you ever knowing why. Because many women don't even understand that they might be in this process. We're going to talk about awakening, the 5 signs that might lead you to understand if you're in the middle of this, and just a roadmap to be able to support you with this moving forward. Hello, if we have not met before, my name is Krista, and I guide and support women to really tap into their intuition, to hear it, and to be able to act on it, and really trust themselves with this so they can live powerful lives based on their own alignment. And I also support them with their awakening process if this is what they're going through as well. So before I get into the 5 signs that might support you and might allow you to see if you are in the middle of an awakening, I just want to talk about what an awakening is, because I think we hear about it, we might hear about that term, but everybody might have a different idea of what that really means. And I just want to share what it means to me to have an awakening or to be going through this process. So for me personally, awakening really just means a shift in your consciousness. That's as simple as that. It's a new way of seeing things. It's like I remember feeling like someone just gave me a new pair of glasses and I would see things differently that I've never noticed before. And that's really what it is. You start to see things, patterns within yourself, within the world, the external world, that you've never noticed before. And it's always been in front of you, but suddenly you just have this new perspective, this new awareness, this new consciousness to see the world in a different way. And when that happens, everything really shifts. It does. Things, your old way of seeing things is going to look very different than where you are if you're in the middle of an awakening versus where you're going. There's differences, and it's not a straightforward process too. And it can feel very lonely, and at times just you don't know what's happening, and it can feel a lot of confusion as well too. So that's what an awakening is. And so let's get on the 5 signs that you might be experiencing this, and just see if any of them, 1 through 5, resonate with you, and then you'll have a better idea, because I find this isn't really spoken about often, and it's not something that you might talk to your friends about or your family about too. So let's just get into that. So the first one really is things that used to satisfy you just no longer do anymore. Really, that's as it sounds basic, but that might be with friendships. It might be where you work, your employment. It could be in your habits or your routines, things you've done for years and decades. You just don't want to longer do them anymore. You may notice a change in your relationships with people that you love, that are very close to you. Something has just shifted and you can't deny it. Things just feel different. And this can feel a little confusing and a little trepidatious too, because you know something's different. Although from the external, everything really hasn't changed, but you've changed and things just look different to you, and you can't deny it anymore. You know things have shifted for you. So that is the first thing. And there is a little bit of friction with this, because you feel it, but it's confusing for you. It's hard to acknowledge, but you sense it for sure. The second sign, perhaps, is you start to question things you've never questioned before. You start to look at some of your patterns, your habits, your ways of doing things, who you are. You start to think You believed for most of your life, all of your life, well, this is just who I am. This is my personality. This is just me. But no, it's not really. And you start to see this, that this is just the ways you've adapted to accommodate yourself for the world, your family, life as well too. So you start to question things. You start to question systems in the external that you've never questioned before. You just have never questioned. So you start to look at things that you've never questioned before, and that's a part of it. Definitely, that's a part of it. So number 3 was you start to feel like you don't fit where you used to fit. And this could be with friend groups. This might be conversations that you've always had. It might be in places that you frequent or that you've inhabited, your environments. All of these things just start to feel like they just don't fit anymore. They don't feel right. And you notice it. You notice it. It feels like you're wearing somebody else's clothes that don't fit you. You're there, but it doesn't feel like how it used to feel. And that in itself can be pretty disorientating too. So that's number 3. The 4th one is you feel a rise in your intuition. Your intuition is definitely getting louder. It's getting stronger. You are no longer able to ignore what your intuition is saying. You can't just like stuff it down and pretend it's not there. It's rising. It will come back. That thing that is you wanted to dismiss, you wanted to kind of deny, it will rise again. It's tapping you. It's tapping you on the shoulder to see this, to notice this, and it won't go away. So your intuition definitely gets louder, and awakening and a rise in your intuition do go hand in hand at the same time, because ultimately that you're awakening in your intuition is just that deeper authority is coming to the surface, and it's rising within you. So that might be another sign that you're in the middle of an awakening without you fully understanding why. And the last sign is that you're searching. And what I mean by that is you're watching this video. You're searching for information to understand really what's going on. You might have this voracious appetite to consume books that you've never noticed before, you've never read before, watching videos, listening to things. And I found this too. I was trying to connect the dots. It felt like I knew something was happening, but I didn't have the words for it. And when I tried to explain it, it kind of sounded a little out there. So I was trying to like put a puzzle piece together. And so I was searching. I was definitely searching. I was searching, looking, trying to understand what I was experiencing, what I was feeling. So you may have this deep need to search for conversations, to have different talks with people, different conversations, different books. And that might go on for quite some time. So I certainly experienced that as well too. So if you have this deep need to search, that might be part of your awakening as well. So those are 5 common signs that you may have. You might have one of them, 2 of them, or all 5 of them as well too. But those are just some ideas that you might explore if you are in the middle of an awakening. What I really want you to take from this video is, if you are experiencing some of the things I've spoken about, I want you to know that there's nothing wrong with you. You're not falling apart. You're not in a midlife crisis per se. You're not losing it. You're not crazy. You are just, you are becoming a different person at a deep cellular level. The woman that went into an awakening, how you were, your identity prior to that, is going to look very different when you come out of that awakening. Very different. But when you're in the middle of it, it's confusing, because you know you're not who you used to be, but you don't really know who you're becoming or how this works. So you're kind of in this limbo land, really. You're in the void, you're in the middle. And it's a lot. It's lonely. It's confusing, it's dismantling. All these things are coming up that you've never looked at before, you've never thought to look at before. So a lot is coming up. Relationships are changing. Everything is really changing. And it can be confusing, like I said. So I just want you to know that if you are feeling this, you're not being too sensitive, you're not overreacting. As I said, you're not having a breakdown. You're really just most likely waking up to yourself, and your consciousness is rising, and your world is looking different than it did before. And that's perfectly wonderful. It's perfectly okay. It's perfectly wonderful. So I want you to know that, because oftentimes this isn't spoken about. There's no naming of this. So let me be that person that names it out loud for you, because I didn't have that for quite some time, and I would have really have appreciated that. I didn't understand what was happening. And if you're a woman watching this and you can maybe understand this maybe earlier than I did, at least you have an understanding of what is happening. And that can give you a lot of peace, and a lot of peace I would think it would bring for you. So I want you to know you're not alone in this, and you're not lost. You're most likely in the middle of it. And that's what I want you to take from this. So I'm gonna wrap up this video, and please put in the comments if you are a woman who believes that they are in the middle of an awakening, if you have any questions, if you have any support for other women as well that might be experiencing this. I would love for you to share your stories, because I know it can be a confusing time, and any support we can give to one another would be helpful as well. So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And I hope if this video resonated with you, you can give it a thumbs up and share it for those who might like to hear it as well too. I will see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.